This series is not meant to be an accurate representation of the current NASCAR Cup Series. This is a fictional series, ran on NR2003 for enjoyment. I hope you enjoyed today's race.
Welcome back to the NR2003 simulation season live from the Pocono Raceway here in Pocono, Pennsylvania. We are racing at the Tricky Triangle today. 3 different corners. Each corner is a little bit different. What team has nailed the setup today? You can only really set your car up for one of them. You can't nail the setup on all 3 corners. A lot of drivers will say that you can't have the car perfect here. It is almost impossible to have a perfect car at a track that every corner is a little bit different. Who set their car up right? What driver can best this track today? We're moments away from finding that out. We're going to take you trackside to get the engines fired and cars on track for the race here in Pocono.
Drivers, start your engines.
Engines roar to life on pit lane. Starting lineup coming right up here on your screen. We've got Kurt Busch and William Byron. Kurt Busch has had a rough couple weeks, but seems like he's turned it around for this weekend. William Byron, also another driver, dominated last week in the Coke 600. Ultimately did not get the victory, so William Byron is going to be hungry for that today. You can see some of the tire tracks from practice yesterday. Cody Ware lost a tire into turn number 1 in practice. That's why those are there. Hendrick Motorsports really showing up this week, putting all of their cars in the top 10 to start this race off. Big from Hendrick Motorsports this afternoon to show up with that kind of speed. Who is going to be able to best this racetrack out of that Hendrick Motorsports group? William Byron, as we talked about last week, was very dominant in that Coca-Cola 600, but ultimately came home in the second position, losing to Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick also starting up in the top 10 today. Big momentum. We have two-time winners this season. Kevin Harvick is one of them. Alex Bowman is the other one. Kurt Busch starting first today, looking to be the 3rd two-time winner. Another team that's trending up, as you saw in the starting lineup, is Austin Dillon. He is starting 3rd today. RCR has been on the upswing ever since Tyler Reddick got his victory in Dover. Austin Dillon with a good qualifying run here in Pocono to start the race off in the 3rd position. No turn 4 here in Pocono, so they'll roll off at turn number 3. Pace car will peel in. Field going to come into the Geico restart zone here and see the green flag. We are racing in Pocono. You can see them fan out as they do in Pocono Raceway. We got 4 or 5 wide here. The top 10 staying double wide. Down into turn number 1 they go. 3 wide back with Martin Truex Jr. Looks like he is going to be stuck in the middle. Caution is out on the racetrack. Looks like we have an accident down in turn number 1 involving Michael McDowell. Early for the caution to come out. Heavy damage on the side of Michael McDowell's machine. As well as, before we even get a chance to talk about him, Ty Gibbs making a start here today at Pocono. Looks like he may have had, there's the damage on the Ty Gibbs machine. He's got some damage on the side of his car. We'll take a moment and get a replay for you of what happened in turn number 1 here on lap number 1 at Pocono Raceway. So taking a look here, looks like it's going to happen somewhere here in this 4 wide. Oh, BJ McLeod just came up into, it looks like Todd Gilliland, sending those cars up into the outside wall. We'll get another look at it for you. Here's another look of them coming down the straightaway. You can see BJ McLeod right there, just runs out of room. And those cars end up going into the outside wall. Heavy damage for a lot of those race cars. Final look at it here. You're going to be looking right in the middle of your screen. There's where they run out of room. McLeod into the outside wall, kind of bounces off and gets the 34 of McDowell, and that just collects everybody else into this one. Back live here. Pit stops have been completed. Your top 5, Cole Custer, Justin Haley, Eric Almirola, Corey LaJoie, and Denny Hamlin, as well as Kyle Busch. Looks like scoring a little bit askew at the moment, probably due to the caution being out. It also looks like Kevin Harvick is slow on the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like he's got some damage on the 4 car. Not sure if that was something that may have happened on pit road. Have to see if he comes back to pit road, but we will be back with the green flag here, live from Pocono. We're back live here as the cars get ready to go green. Scoring was a little bit messed up. The top 5 is as follows: Cole Custer, Justin Haley, Eric Almirola, Corey LaJoie, and Denny Hamlin. Kevin Harvick did return to pit lane, and he brought the car back to the garage. So Kevin Harvick done for the day. Also bad news for our pole sitter of Kurt Busch. He is being shown 1 lap down right now. Some damage to that car from a pit road mishap. A pace car will peel in. Field's going to see the green flag. Green flag back in the air. We're back racing at lap number 5 here in Pocono. You can see everybody jostling around for position. Custer, Haley, Almirola, LaJoie did not pit, and I don't believe Hamlin or Kyle Busch did either. Joe Gibbs kind of on a different strategy of trying to stay out. You can see all the jostling for position here down into turn number 2. Turn 2 is a tough spot to be too wide in, let alone 3 wide behind all these guys. Looked like that was somewhere in the realm of Eric Jones was 3 wide. Turn 3, a very slow, flat corner. And you could see them just fan out on the front straightaway, trying to gain any sort of advantage at all over the drivers ahead of them. You can see they all will try to get back down into line. Chase Elliott pushing Austin Dillon. Dillon started 3rd in this race. Looks like that bottom line getting a little bit hung up. You see the cars dancing all over the straightaway right now. Bowman battling with Eric Jones, back 3 wide. AJ Allmendinger on the outside, Alex Bowman in the middle. They'll get that sorted out as they come off turn number 2. Guy having a pretty good day right here is Chris Buescher. He has struggled so far this season. Not a lot of good finishes for the 17, but having a decent day right now, right around just outside the top 10. Looks like Chris Buescher being shown just outside the top 20, rather, in 21st. So Buescher riding, doing a pretty good job for the season that he has had. Whenever you're racing around Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, and Tyler Reddick, you have a pretty good day, as those drivers have all won this season. Back up the front of the field, things have gotten a little bit strung out with Cole Custer, Justin Haley, who has been super consistent this season. Justin Haley, one of those drivers that has been there every single week, and the points show it. So Custer, Haley, Almirola. Almirola looks like he's going to take a look to the inside of Haley going into turn number 1. Thinks better of it back behind the 31. Top 3 have kind of grouped themselves up together within half a second of one another right now, with Martin Truex Jr. riding close behind. Truex, your all-star winner. Looks like some of that momentum from that all-star win is carrying over to here in Pocono. How about Corey LaJoie riding in the top 5 right now? The 7 Spire Motorsports machine doing really well today for Corey LaJoie. He's one of those drivers that if he can get a right setup and a right car under him, Corey LaJoie can do really good things. And today in 5th place, doing very, very well for him and that number 7 bunch as they are riding 5th with Kyle Busch right behind them. Kyle Busch won this race last year. Of course, last year was the doubleheader. Kyle Busch won the second of the 2 races. The other winner was Alex Bowman after Kyle Larson had lost a tire going to turn number 3. So Alex Bowman, another guy that knows how to get around here in Pocono. Right now riding behind AJ Allmendinger. Field starting to string out a little bit here. Bubba Wallace having a good day as well. Looks like we have a battle ahead of them between the 8 of Tyler Reddick and the 2 of Austin Cindric. Cindric still looking for his first ever Cup Series win. Right now Cindric being shown in the 16th position. And we've got a couple bold moves going on here. We got Chastain moving on Larson. We were almost 4 wide there for a second. Larson gets a little bit tight off of turn number 1, moves up the track a little bit, going to open up the bottom down for Tyler Reddick. Down into turn number 2, Reddick is going to more than likely get that spot. Looks like he is going to, maybe not. Larson with a nice run off the middle of the racetrack. So Larson will keep position 19. The rest of these guys here, Bubba Wallace racing with Ross Chastain. Pretty close racing between those. Cars fanning out yet again. Going way down on the bottom of the racetrack. Chase Elliott started up front but having a tough time here. As well as the guy that started second, William Byron, mired back in traffic right now, racing against Cody Ware and Landon Castle. Who would have thought that the guy that qualified second would be back here like this? A little bit odd that we see the 3 and the 24 battling each other here, as those 2 guys started in the 2nd and 3rd. Back up the front of the field, looks like a battle right around 10th position. Kyle Busch getting a little bit of pressure from Daniel Suarez. The battle for the lead has tightened up quite a bit. Almirola and Custer actually have driven away from the rest of the field. Martin Truex Jr. has moved himself into 3rd, and Corey LaJoie moved himself up to 4th. So some of these drivers really putting on a good show right now. Looking down the front straightaway, you can see everybody pretty much single file. A little bit of side-by-side racing there between Keselowski and Busch, but they fall back in line. Battle right now is for the lead. Almirola versus Cole Custer. Martin Truex Jr. also hungry to get a points-paying win. Here is the 81, Ty Gibbs, making a Cup start here. Not the way that he wanted to make the Cup start. This is his first ever Cup Series race at Pocono. Unfortunately, involved in that accident in turn 1. But Ty Gibbs in that TRD number 81 machine. Our pole sitter also having a tough time. He can still see the end of the field, but is too far back to do anything with it. Looks like Almirola may have gotten a little bit loose off of turn number 1, lost a lot of ground to the 41. Down to turn 3 they come. They're going to get 5 to go this time. Almirola trying to give chase. Battle here for the 5th position. Some drivers starting to move around. Looking for some of these guys to make a move. Austin Cindric now battling with AJ Allmendinger. Kyle Larson again fanning out. Wide through turn number 1. Eric Jones, he has been 3 wide, it seems like this whole race. We got more 3 wide action up ahead of them, look like. Kyle Busch battling with Joey Logano. Laps to go here in Pocono. We are 3, 4 wide. Guys racing, trying to get as many positions as they can. After that first initial caution, the race has been pretty much clean. Haven't seen much contact of any sort. But at the front of the field, I thought I saw a move. Eric Almirola tried to make a move, it looked like, but looks like it had failed on Cole Custer. Some more of these cars that were involved in that first lap accident include BJ McLeod, Michael McDowell. These guys have had a very long day. As well as Ty Gibbs and Kurt Busch. 2 laps to go from Pocono. Almirola close to Custer, but not close enough. Could Cole Custer get his 2nd NASCAR Cup Series victory here in Pocono? He is trying his heart out. Been leading for quite a while since the restart. Custer obviously a very good driver. Almirola is going to be close enough. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go here in Pocono. Almirola to the inside of Cole Custer, but Custer is going to have a decent run off the corner. Almirola not enough. And Custer seems like he's going to get away from him. That was Almirola's last shot at trying to make a move on the 41. Now he's definitely way too far behind to make any sort of move on Cole Custer, and Custer looks like he's going to cruise to his 2nd victory in the NASCAR Cup Series. It's going to come here at Pocono if he can get through one more flat, slow corner onto the front straightaway. Cole Custer is going to see the checkered flag, and he is going to win in Pocono. 2nd career win for Cole Custer. Great win for Stuart Haas Racing. Two of their cars, first and second. And that's 2 weeks in a row that Stuart Haas has gone to victory lane. Cole Custer's going to bring his car around turn number 3. And he's going to do a burnout for these great fans here in Pocono. And Cole Custer, he's going to come and burn it down on the front straightaway of Pocono Raceway. Dominating performance from the 41 machine and Stuart Haas. And he's going to get his second victory in the NASCAR Cup Series. Cole Custer, your winner today in Pocono. Cole Custer, you're a winner today here in Pocono Raceway. Eric Almirola second. The unofficial results coming up right now. Truex, Corey LaJoie finishing fourth. Huge day for Spire Motorsports for their team to finish top 5. I mean, that's huge for that team that is underfunded, and you don't normally see them up front, so good for them. An unbelievable race for Cole Custer. Once he assumed the lead, that was pretty much it. He was able to hold the lead for the whole race. Had a caution that took out both front row Motorsports cars, so they're going to have some work to do for next week. It's going to be a little bit a tough run for them to get 2 cars repaired and turned over for next week's race. But a great race that we saw today. We saw a lot of 4-wide, 3-wide racing. There was some pretty good racing in the mid-pack, which is what we were hoping for. We were hoping that it wasn't going to be all strung out, and it seemed like there was some racing and passing to be had here in Pocono. But the resin up top of the racetrack was definitely the place to be, and it made passing on the low side very difficult, as we saw with Eric Almirola on that last lap effort to try to get around Cole Custer. Taking a look at the point standings here. Updated point standings after Pocono. Playoffs always in the back of the mind of the drivers. We are getting close to halfway in the season, and you can see a lot of these guys on the cut line, they still have wins. I mean, it's not a guarantee when you win a race that you're going to be in that top, that's where you need to be. I mean, it's very difficult to rebound from being below the cut line, having bad races. I mean, look at Chase Elliott, for example. Chase Elliott, he won the Daytona 500, but we have not seen much from him up at the front of the field since then. So that 9 car is definitely in a bad spot going forward here, so we're going to need to put together a few good runs. Here's a look at the schedule. Take a look at that. And we are going to be signing off here at Pocono. Cole Custer is your winner. Led pretty much all the laps, was able to hold off teammate Eric Almirola, and Cole Custer and the 41 crew go to victory lane. We hope to catch you in the next race. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, everybody.